And welcome back to Sports the NEMO Way, the Seattle/Oklahoma City episode. So the Sonics Thunder episode. Um, so yes, we will be talking about the all-time starting five from the Supersonics and the Thunder, which will be interesting. Some great players there. So plenty of Hall of Famers to choose from, or soon to be Hall of Famers. So we'll see how this works out. As of the moment, there's four of us here. Drew is not here, but Drew said that he might make it here late, so we'll see how that works out. So, as per usual, when Drew's not here, Wade, who is your all-time Thunder Sonics point guard?
I went with good old Russell. I'm joking. Gary Payton.
He's also mine.
He's also mine. And he's also Drew's.
I was trying to see if I could fake out Ray with a Russell Westbrook thing.
Oh man,
Get
I
him
would have
started.
fucking. I would have. Man, I don't even know what to say right now. I was about to get lit up.
No, I mean, I think Gary's probably. Obviously in this room, he's the obvious choice. I mean, one of the greatest, maybe the greatest defensive point guard in the history of the NBA. I mean, that by itself is going to get you pretty far. And then you throw in the fact, with his offensive production, in his prime, he's going to get you 20 points. He's get you 7, 8, 9 assists. Did he lead the league in steals a couple times?
Yes.
I figured so. I mean, he's called the glove. He has pretty decent efficiency from the field. Not a great three-point shooter, but he was good enough to where you at least had to go put a hand up. He could knock down an open three. And yeah, so I mean, you're one of the greatest defensive players ever just in the history of the NBA, maybe the greatest of your position. And then on top of it, put up all-star production on the offensive end. You're an all-time great, and you're obviously probably going to start on your team's all-time team.
And really, that was the original Lob City with him and Sean Kemp getting nasty.
Yeah, I mean, they had a good connection there for a long time.
Peyton's numbers in Seattle in 13 seasons are 18 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals on 47% from the field, 32 from 3, and 72 from the free throw line. That being said, Gary Payton, the first couple of years in the league, didn't play a ton, didn't play that well when he did.
He was a backup.
Yeah, so if you take those couple years out, he's a 20-point per game guy for Seattle. So in his next 11 seasons in Seattle, he averages 20 points a game, peaking out at 24. 24 and 9 in one of his seasons in Seattle, which is a pretty nice, 24 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals. Wow, I can't talk. So I'd say that's a pretty good season. And like Wade mentioned, really great defender. He also has a defense. There's a guy we forgot last episode, won a Defensive Player of the Year in the 90s.
Yeah,
Gary Payton.
Yeah. Payton.
You are correct.
Defensive Player of the Year, 9-time All-Defense, and 9-time All-NBA. So, and I do believe we talked about in his episode that the 9 All-NBAs and 9 All-Defenses came straight. So
Pretty impressive.
yes. So there's our point. And he's big enough to guard wings,
Yeah.
or at least shooting guards.
Just his pure physicality, he was able. I mean, he got up in you and he was very physical. He guarded Michael Jordan in the finals for the last few games of that series. I mean, he could guard bigger people for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that is our unanimous point guard. So, Uncle Doug, who is your Sonics Thunder shooting guard?
Shooting guard is Ray Allen.
He's also mine.
And he's also Drew's.
Is mine.
Yes.
All right.
Is that unanimous again?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
This team's gonna be beastly.
And that means we unanimously left Russell Westbrook off this team.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, he don't need to be on here.
Well, let me talk about Ray Allen first, and then I'll say somebody that I took a hard look at, other than Westbrook. Of course, Ray averaged almost 25 points a game, 4.6 boards, 4 assists. I mean, anybody that's ever seen Ray play, just a beautiful jump shot. Um, he's got to be their shooting guard.
Way prettier than that Reggie Miller guy. I mean,
Hey,
I
calm
didn't
down
say that,
back there.
oh, man.
So yeah, I didn't think there was any doubt who was going to be the shooting guard on this team. The one person that kind of gets overlooked in all this because of Allen's great shooting and Gary Payton's great defense is Lenny Wilkins.
Yeah.
Because Lenny averaged almost 20 points a game, 5 boards, and 9 assists.
Yeah.
But again, it was older, and but on other teams, Lenny would have got some pretty serious consideration. But he couldn't match Peyton's defense or Ray's shooting.
Well, the crazy part is even though he somehow made another team, Dennis Johnson
Yeah.
had some great years with Seattle and
He
was
did.
a phenomenal defender and a good offensive player. And even though probably his third best stint was with the Celtics, and that's whose team he made.
Gus Williams.
Yeah.
Ellis. I looked at Ellis.
yeah.
Dale
Oh, yeah.
Ellis.
Dale Ellis, thank you.
Hershey Hawkins.
Hershey Hawkins, yes, I
Yeah.
looked at him as well. I looked at quite a few guards for this team. But yeah, Ray is an all-time great shooter. He
Well,
also does
he
other
made
things.
all of our top 10 shooting guards of all time list.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
made every single person's list. He was in that 6 to 8 range for everyone, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Maybe 9. I mean, so if you're easily one of the 10 greatest players at your position in NBA history, you're probably gonna make your all-time team.
Yeah, you should.
I can't remember. Did he make it Milwaukee?
Oh, didn't I? I think I voted for him.
No, we put wait, no, that's a different position.
I'm trying to remember what we did. I remember I had him on my team, but I don't remember if we.
Yeah, he made shooting guard for Milwaukee.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Cool.
The crazy part is his most productive years are Seattle,
Yes.
and everyone thinks of Milwaukee, Boston, and Miami.
Yeah.
So his best years are for some reason hidden in the history of the NBA. He was that was peak Ray Allen, but for some reason it's the one place no one thinks about.
Because there's no success.
Well,
Yeah.
They were missing playoffs and barely squeaking into the playoffs. And Milwaukee, they made an Eastern Conference Finals. He was playing with other players. And Boston and Miami, he won championships. So, I mean,
the shot in Miami is what.
yeah.
I mean, because he was just a backup player, but the shot cemented his place in Miami lore forever. But yeah.
All right. Well, I think that leads us to small forward. Ray, who is your Thunder Sonic small forward?
Kevin Durant.
He's also mine.
Also mine and Drew's.
He's mine.
All right. Well, then I'm not surprised. I didn't know if somebody would put him at the 4, but I thought he would be unanimous for this team.
Yeah.
So, Ray, what do you got about old KD?
I mean, what else can we say that we haven't already said about Kevin Durant? Fucking top tier, incredible player. Kills you every night. Leaves it all on the floor until somebody gets super sensitive with him, and he just blows Twitter up. But I mean, he's top 75 player of all time. Can't even deny that. But I mean, you guys got I don't even got the stats pulled up. But
He's 27 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block. 48% from the field, 38 from 3, and 88 from free throw while in Seattle/Oklahoma City.
yeah,
That's crazy.
He also won an MVP. He led the league in scoring 4 times.
Rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year, yes. I'm sure he made I'm sure he made a bunch of his All-Star teams and All-NBAs while there, but I don't know where the breakdown is.
Yeah.
and he's also one of the I guess you could say final players drafted to Seattle.
Yeah, you played 1 season in Seattle.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably cemented himself as a pretty easily top 25, 20 player in NBA history, and probably at this point it's pretty easily. And so, I mean, he's, again, I know I've said this already twice, but he's probably going to make the team.
Yeah. Well, we have 3 unanimous players thus far. So let's keep this going, boys. Can we go back-to-back perfect weeks?
Let's see.
Probably not.
I would guess not, but
Mm-hmm.
we'll
Oh,
see.
really? Oh, boy. Let's see how this goes.
All right, well, let's make it interesting. Power forward. I guess we're around to me. My Sonics / Thunder's power forward is Sean Kemp.
Yep.
Nope.
Nope. And Drew's no.
Oh, wow. Okay. Really going to see how this goes.
And those of you that are wondering, no, this is not fat Sean Kemp. This is actually All-Star, All-NBA Sean Kemp. In Seattle, he averaged 16 points, 9 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and a block on 52% shooting and 73% from the free throw line. He's another guy that started slow. If you take off the very beginning of his career, his numbers get a little better. He's he also has a great nickname in the Rain Man.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a nice little collection here. Obviously, the pick and roll with Peyton and Kemp in the middle of the floor with KD and Ray Allen on the wings for three would be a dynamic play for this team.
That would be dynamic. That would be.
And we'll see if that works out for us. So that's 2 out of the 5 of us. So Wade, who's your power forward?
Spencer Haywood.
That's also Drew and I.
That's my center.
Oh, so Spencer made 4 teams.
All right. Do you not have my center, Alberta?
No, I did not.
Well, kind of a crazy career for this rascal, but what he accomplished in Seattle was quite amazing. Haywood was named to the All-NBA first team in 72 and 73, and the All-NBA second team in 74 and 75. So considering he played there from 70 to 75, that's pretty good. His 29 points per game in the 72-73 season and his 13.5 rebounds per game in the 73-74 season are the single-season record averages for the Supersonics in those categories. I believe he made 4 or 5 All-Star games and 4 or 5 All-NBAs during his 5 years in Seattle. And he averaged like 25 and 12 while there.
Yep, 25 and 12, 2 assists, block.
So, and then I think later in his career things really went downhill for him. But when he was with Seattle, he was an absolute superstar and one of the best players in the entire NBA.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Uncle Doug, but his career went downhill for the same reason the Rain Man's went downhill.
I believe so, yeah.
Wasn't it pure? His was all drugs, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was coke, just like
Yeah.
the Rain Man.
Yeah, like that. Where did he win his MVP? He's got an MVP.
Interesting.
Did he win the title with Seattle?
No, he got the title, I think, with
He won it in 69-70. So 69-70 was in the ABA,
okay, so his MVP came in the NBA.
where he averaged 30 points and 19 rebounds.
Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't that
wow.
crazy?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Did he get his title with LA?
Yeah, I think he's there for their first one
79-80.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
there in Magic's rookie year.
Magic
Yeah.
rookie
Yeah.
year, yeah.
because he's coming off the bench, isn't he? Or does he start
Right.
at power forward? Maybe
He started when he
had his head on straight.
yes.
He's the one.
Okay.
He has a title. We didn't play in it. He's the one that they didn't. He's the one they sent home mid playoff run. Remember?
right
Because he like passed out on the court because he was too messed
Yes.
up.
Yeah.
Was that in
he-
that first year, or was that
I think it
after
was.
that?
Oh, was that his second year?
I don't remember.
That was his only year with the Lakers. Yeah,
Okay,
that's 79-80.
I got you.
Because they and see, I believe he was good friends with Jabbar.
Yeah, I
And
believe you're
Jabbar
right.
went and talked to him and said, "Look," because he was having a fit about them, doing that, and he's like, "Dude, you can't. You got to dry out."
Actually, that was one of the things in the in Showtime, the TV show. I think they downplayed that because I think the real story is much worse.
Yeah, I think because wasn't there? I mean, something about he was all coked out in the house with his baby.
Yeah.
And, something like. I mean, it was, and then he shows up at practice and he can't even.
Yeah, like they can't function. Like he's laying in the middle of the court, and like they
Yeah.
can't get him to move, and like they can't get him to like talk and wake. Like they're trying
Right.
to wake him up, and it's like this big ordeal. Like a lot of the guys were scared he was dying right there in the middle of the floor, and
Yeah,
like
it was not good.
It's crazy.
And the thing is, tremendous basketball talent.
Yeah.
like I said, 30 and 19 and a half his first year in the ABA.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. He won the MVP at the ABA as a rookie,
Yeah.
and his 19 rebounds per game was the ABA all-time record.
Yeah, I mean, crazy talent.
So as a rookie, you win the MVP of the ABA, averaging 30 and 19.
I mean,
I know it's the ABA, but I mean the ABA was still decently legit. I mean,
right, and they had some. Coke was during that time period.
the downfall of a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, I think about him. I think about David Thompson.
Yeah,
Oh my God! Talk to Mark about David Thompson.
Oh yeah.
He was unbelievably athletic.
well, I think we put him on our Nuggets team because of how good he was for a few
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
And if he just could have stayed away from the drugs.
Well, I mean, going to Seattle and he pretty much goes to the All-Star game and makes an All-NBA team every year he's there, including a few first teams. I mean, sets the franchise record for points in a season, rebounds in a season, and leaves his time there averaging 25 and 12. I mean, that's pretty crazy. And then he just, a number of years later, he just completely ruined his career, which is kind of sad.
Well, he goes to New York next. In New York in the early 70s. I mean, we're talking, there was a lot going on in that.
Not good for a person like him.
No.
To be around all
way
that.
too much going on outside the court.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the lovely life of Spencer Haywood.
Yep. All right. Well, that's all of our power forwards and one person's center. So I don't even know who we're at anymore. But Uncle Doug, who's your center?
Jack Sikma.
He's also mine.
He is mine.
And he's also Drew's.
How do you spell that?
Sikma.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting.
Sigma is another guy that. I guess I'm wrong on that. Never mind. Sorry. But Sigma played 9 seasons in Seattle, averaging 16 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block. 47% from the field, 83% from the free throw line. He did lead the league in free throw percentage one year. Shot 92%
Oh, wow.
as a center. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
He was remarkably consistent for quite a few years there. I don't remember him playing in Milwaukee at all.
I don't either. I just remember him being in Seattle.
Well, it looks so, but after his first few years, he's pretty much constantly 18, 19 points, 11, 12 rebounds for a number of years straight.
Mhm.
I mean, that's pretty damn good production.
Yeah, he's got, all-star teams. He's got a all-defensive team.
So he was on that he was on that championship
Yeah,
team.
he's on he's on the championship team with Gus Williams and DJ.
It's kind of an underrated, really talented championship team if you think about it. There's a lot of really, really talented players on that team. It kind of gets overshadowed. I mean, you got three Hall of Famers? Did the guy besides him and DJ make it to
I
Hall
don't
of
know if
Fame?
Gus got in. Do you know Uncle Doug? Did Gus Williams make the Hall?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
That's a great question.
Because, I mean, you never talk about,
Nope, he's not in the Hall.
Really? Huh.
In Seattle, he averaged 20 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals.
I mean, it looks like he's got really nice numbers. Did he get his career shortened by an injury?
Yeah, missed a whole year due to a holdout.
Well, it kind of looks like it just kind of falls off out of nowhere
Yeah.
at like age 31. Then it's kind of one decent season and then one terrible season and it's over. But, it's kind of interesting. I thought he would have made it, but I don't know. Again, another really good Sonics player.
Played for Illinois Wesleyan.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Jack Sikma did.
Yeah, Sigma. And the only center to lead the league in free throw percentage.
It's kind
We
of
were talking
cool.
about that one year where he's such a good shit. Yeah. Only center to do it.
And didn't you say he shot like 83% from the free throw line for his career?
For his career, yeah.
I bet Shaq's jealous.
Yeah.
But technically, for his whole career, he shot 85%, but he shot 83% for his Seattle career.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he was actually born in Kankakee, Illinois. And Iowa Wesleyan is an NAIA school.
Oh,
There's
there we
another
go.
NAIA guy that
There we go.
made it big. He was NAIA All-American, 76, 77.
Well, is that
Yeah, that's
everybody?
That's everybody. Yeah.
Well, all right.
All right. Well, we have our first three positions that are unanimous. And then we have our two bigs, where we have some differences there. Yeah. So I guess we got to decide on power forward and center, and we can wrap this baby up.
All right.
So let me ask the question: Why did you pick Hayward and Sigma over Kemp? I guess that would be the question.
Honestly, just production. Just
Yeah.
24 and 13 over 16 and 8? Something like that. 16 and 9. I don't think Kemp was bad by any means.
Oh, no, I like Sean Kemp.
No.
Yes, yeah, I love it. Yes, I like
Spencer.
Sean Kemp.
Just
Yeah, that was my hardest decision, is what to do with Sean Kemp,
Yeah.
Spencer Haywood, and Jack Sigma.
kind of got unlucky in the fact that Spencer Haywood's prime of his career before he derailed it with drugs was all of his years in Seattle.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was,
It's kind of
Sigma
bad.
also had an all-D.
Yeah. Sigma was
Um,
also a little more
And, of course,
productive.
Alex's favorite, Tom Chambers, averaged 20
no.
points and 6+ rebounds.
Not Tom. No. No. Not.
Just throwing Tom out there.
No. Not Tom.
He had a better career than Spencer Haywood.
Well, yeah, but
He said, well, yeah, like he was like, yeah, of course he did. I guess my only thoughts at this point, we can go with Spencer Haywood at power forward. I don't think we can go with Spencer Haywood at center. We can't have a 6'8", 230-pound center.
no.
How big was Sigma?
Sigma's 6'11".
Yeah, 6'11",
okay.
7 foot, depending on.
How much was he like? How much did he weigh?
It says 230 on here. I don't know.
Gotcha.
So, Alex, why did you pick Kemp over Hayward?
Because it's Sean Kemp and Gary Payton. Like,
Okay, that's all I need to know. Yeah.
you know, Sean Kemp and Gary Payton it was in the 90s. There wasn't anything more fun to watch than those
Yeah.
two flying up and down the floor, throwing alley oops and dunking on fools.
Don't you think Gary could throw alley oops to Spencer Haywood?
Yeah, but Spencer Haywood can't jump like Sean Kemp. They don't call you the Rain Man for nothing.
I know. I watched Kemp.
Maybe the Rain Man could have beat Jordan if he had Haywood scoring 25 and 13.
I mean,
Yeah.
Spencer Haywood's nicknames are not that great.
Get out of here.
Listen to this
I don't care what his nickname is.
Oh, listen to this shit. Wood. The next one is Woody. And the next one is Weedy.
Well, there's a trend there, but I don't get it.
And the next one is Driftwood.
I don't.
I mean, his last name is
I mean,
Haywood.
but
So I'm sure that's where the wood came
But
from.
do you need 4 of them?
Right?
Like, I don't. Okay, whatever. Not really that creative.
No,
I'm saying
not
call
By
him
the
part
way,
of
I
your
just want
last
to point
name.
this out. He went to Trinidad State Junior College.
Okay.
I mean,
Last episode we were talking about Pippen and Rodman and how they went to tiny colleges
right?
but nobody
Yeah.
ever heard
Well,
of.
and Sigma going to Illinois Wesleyan.
Yeah, Illinois
It
Wesleyan.
was Trinidad. What?
Trinidad State Junior College.
What a mouthful.
Yeah.
What the name?
I think Spencer Haywood's where everybody knew him from wasn't he New York Playground, like the Rucker
really?
tournament and all that. I think Spencer Haywood dominated. If I'm thinking of, I think he's the one that was just phenomenal and a lot of that stuff, and everybody knew who he was.
It could be. I'm not sure.
What were Kemp's accolades in Seattle?
Not a whole lot.
I just want to know if does he even have that on Haywood?
I don't think he's really got.
He has
any.
5 All-Star All-Star teams in Seattle.
I think Haywood had, 5 All-Stars, 4 All-NBAs?
And
Sounds
and
right.
Kemp has 3 All-NBAs. Where they came, I'm not sure. I'm going to assume he didn't win too many elsewhere because
Yeah, so yeah, Sean,
his career was on a downward trajectory.
as we've said in other episodes, Fat Sean Kim was other places.
Yeah.
He put up good numbers in Cleveland for 2-3 years before it
Yeah.
went totally downhill. But I don't know. Hayward was there for 4 or 5 years and matched all of his accolades and put up better numbers.
Okay.
Also Olympic gold medalist.
Which one?
Haywood.
What year?
Was that back when they just sent all the
Yeah.
bunch of college guys out there?
Yeah, we didn't send pros till '92.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's something they don't put on Basketball Reference, do they? We don't get gold medals on
yeah.
there as accolades.
Yeah, for anything, yeah.
So
he went
they
to,
put Kobe's, what was it?
Or not SB.
Emmy or something?
Emmy is Emmy, but
Or is it his Oscar?
Oscar or whatever.
whatever.
What is it? Yeah, they put that on there.
Yeah, but yeah, it's weird.
But-
Hayward must not have been the New York guy because it says he went to high school in Detroit.
Oh.
Oh.
He went to Trinidad State JUCO and then on to Detroit Mercy. Drafted in '71 by the Buffalo Braves.
In the second round.
Yeah.
So we giving in on this, Ray?
I think we better off. Yeah.
So we going with Haywood and Sigma.
Yeah. Might as well. We'll just be splitting hairs and getting nowhere.
All right, so that makes our Seattle/Oklahoma City all-time starting 5. I almost said Russell Westbrook. My bad.
Quit it. Will you guys quit saying his name?
Did someone bring him up?
No.
Oh.
We were unanimous
we
for our
just joked
first
around about it at the
position.
very
Yeah,
beginning.
Wade was trying to gaslight me.
It is Gary Payton, Ray Allen, Kevin Durant, Spencer Haywood, and Jack Sigma.
So we have one Thunder.
No, they're all Seattle.
I know, but like Durant played most of his career for the
Right.
Thunder.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
true.
true.
Yeah, he is the only one that
But-
played for the Thunder.
But he did play a year with Seattle before they changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did play 1 year.
I think
Yeah.
this will be they probably won't win our tournament, but I think they'll be a good West team.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got
They'll be-
defense, you got shooting.
Got rebounding.
Yeah. I mean, it's-
Shooters.
And really, essentially, you got 3 big guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have Ray Allen and Kevin Durant spreading the floor for Haywood and Sigma and Gary Payton driving to the basket. That's a pretty nasty combination there.
that is.
Tremendous rebounding from Sigma, Haywood, and Durant.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the playmaking duties with Payton, and Durant can facilitate a little bit, and it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to give you a guy from this franchise numbers for their franchise. See what you guys think. I'm not going to tell you who the guy is.
Okay.
24 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal on 48% from the field, 34 from 3, and 85 from the free throw line. And we didn't bring him up once tonight.
James Harden.
No, James Harden didn't put up near those numbers
No,
and
no.
there. He didn't blow up big until he went to Houston.
Is it just a newer player or an older player? It's
Newer.
newer,
Chris
okay.
Paul.
Is it Rashard Lewis?
No.
Can't think of players who played
Paul
for
George?
Seattle.
No, not Paul George. I think that was a pretty decent guess.
Oh, yeah.
Carmelo?
The Mel? No.
You don't
I
have
know
to
if
like
Melo
one
had
year.
it like a really streaky year because I know he played.
No, this guy played 4 years in Oklahoma City.
Mm.
Oh, is it
Oladipo? No.
is it Alexander?
It is. It's Shea Gilgeous.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. He's putting up really nice numbers
He
and
is.
efficiently.
Yeah.
They didn't he?
impressive.
Wasn't he over 30 or close to it this last year?
31 points a game.
Yeah,
It's 31, 4, and 5 with a steal and a block on 51% shooting, 34, and 90 from the free throw line. And he got to the line 11 times a night in this year.
He's good. The Thunder are going to be good if they can get everyone healthy, all these young guys.
Yeah.
They're all going to finally get good, and they're not going to be able to pay them all.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the problem. They're going to build this whole team, and it's not going to work out because the new CBA is going to screw them.
Well, the small markets are the ones that pushed for this new CBA, and a lot of them screwed themselves because they're not going to be able to pay these young teams they're putting together.
Well, SGA will get a huge max
Well,
contract.
he's already got like 190 million.
Yeah.
The Jalen Williams kid, everybody thinks he's going to be super good. He'll end up getting like 25, 30 million or something. And then if Chet Holmgren turns out to be as good as everybody thinks he is, he'll end up being a max player or close to it. And then you got the small white guard Giddy. He'll maybe not be a max, but he'll be right below it. You can't pay all
Did you
those
say
guys.
small white? Okay, is that what you said?
I don't remember what I
Isn't
said.
Giddy's like 6'10"?
Oh, I don't know how tall
He
he
plays
is.
point guard.
That doesn't mean he's not tall.
I don't remember what I said.
I gotta
don't
look
know.
up how tall Josh Giddey is now.
I'd say maybe 6'5", 6'6".
Anyway,
Anyway, it's a lot of people to pay. That's my only point.
it is. They're not going to be able to pay him all.
He's 6'8".
6'8". So, yeah, right in between what we said.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up our Thunder and Sonics portion of this episode and moves us into NBA talk, which I believe we discussed talking about free agency.
Oh.
So let's talk about some NBA free agency. It's there's been a lot go on, but I'm not going to talk about a lot of the minor moves. I'm just going to talk about some of the bigger moves. There's been a bunch of guys that nobody cares about that moved around the NBA. One of the first moves that happened was the Portland Trailblazers gave Jeremy Grant $160 million over the next 5 years. And like we discussed last episode, for a team that's trading Dame, it's an interesting move.
Yeah, I don't.
Why didn't they sign him before he asked for the trade?
They did, but everybody, like Woj, Shams, everybody's saying they're keeping him. And I'm like,
No, they said if the trade's gonna happen, it's gonna take months.
yeah.
They said it's not even close.
Oh, no,
to
I'm talking about
happening.
Dame. I'm talking about they're keeping.
Oh yeah,
Grant.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
keeping
They want to
Grant.
keep Grant. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I like Grant. I think he's a quality player, but is 160? Do you really need 160 million for Jeremy Grant?
No.
Shitty part is Dame told him that he to go get a bunch of players so he'll stay, and then they immediately re-sign Grant, their second best player, and then after they commit all that money, he instantly asked for a trade.
Yeah, because Jeremy Grant doesn't push the needle anywhere. Like if that's your second best player, you're not winning a championship.
No,
He's your third best player. You're probably
I
not
would say,
winning a championship.
even if he's the third, I don't think he's. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he's not. He can't be your 2 or 3.
And he's a power forward that averaged 4 rebounds a game last year.
Yeah, I mean, my point was Dame should have asked for a trade a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
He fiddle fucked around.
He shouldn't
for
have waited
like
until he
2
was
years.
32, 33.
Yeah.
No, he just waited for the fucking media to gaslight everything, and then that's just how it went down.
I really believe Dame wanted to try and build a contender in
Yeah.
Portland. And he gave him, 11, 12, 13 years, whatever it was.
Well, and there for a
And
while they
they
were making
just-
deep runs in the playoffs. Then they make a couple Western Conference Finals.
Made
They
one.
made one on the back of Dame just going nuclear, though. It's not like he had a good
No.
team. Like
and they got swept in the Western
He's-
Conference Final.
Well, I mean, yeah, they
since
played.
like his second year in the league, he's never played with somebody that's made an All-Star team.
Then wasn't his first couple years was LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, he played with Marcus
Yeah.
Aldridge the first few
And then
years
after
in the
that, it was what C.J. McCollum,
CJ McCollum, Nicholas Batum,
Nurkic,
Nurkic, Chris Kaman, Robin Lopez.
old Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
No, that don't even count.
Spot up in the corner for 3. Carmelo.
The Cleveland Cavaliers signed Gorgie Zhang, not Gorgie, yeah, and to 3 years, $26 million. So they signed a third big. Hey, look, a slow-footed shooting big man. Who does that remind you of?
Kevin Love.
Yeah, the guy they cut for no freaking reason that was starting in the finals this year.
He actually showed up.
They signed another small forward.
They signed Max Strus
Yeah, that's it.
away
Yeah.
from the Heat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that their giant weakness on the team is shooting in their 3 spot. So They're just.
I think Strus and Zhang, the combination of those two signings does improve Cleveland.
Yeah, it helps.
Strus. I feel like if I was him, I would start Strus. He's a quality player, and then Yang can come in and shoot off the bench.
I don't know what. For last year, they got
Helps.
killed with these goofy centers the Knicks were putting in. Were just killing them on the boards.
I think just Cleveland. Some of their guys just had a bad series, and I think it happens.
They just weren't ready for the playoffs, I don't think.
Yeah.
The Dallas Mavericks gave Kyrie Irving 3 years, $126 million. I mean, they kind of had to do it.
Yeah.
They traded half their team for him
Yeah,
last
but
year.
you
Like
can't
we
trade
knew it was
half your
gonna
team and
happen.
let him walk.
I think we all expected this to happen.
Yep.
Nothing too shocking.
And then they also have they traded for
They traded for Grant Williams,
Grant Williams. Yeah,
which
that
was a
it.
nice pickup. They also traded for Rashard Holmes, which I think is a nice pickup.
Then they're another team that I saw kind of like the Suns. They need to put more role players around their two stars.
Yes.
Well,
And I think they've done a pretty decent job of it this offseason.
Yeah.
that's what they should be doing all offseason. I mean, when you have Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, and you not only miss the playoffs, but you miss the play-in
When you were like the 4 seed or
Yeah.
5 seed before you got Kyrie,
because your defense is so bad. Because they were scoring.
they scored like 120,
Yeah.
130 points a game.
That you obviously need to spend all offseason doing nothing but getting role players that can play defense,
Yeah.
which they've done. So. And they even drafted defense, so or at least one defensive player.
Mm-hmm. The Milwaukee Bucks gave Chris Middleton 3 years, $102 million.
They're just trying to run it all back 1 or 2 more times.
Yeah, they figure with what they've got. I mean, they were the 1 seed last year.
They got like 1 or 2 years left at this
And
window.
this year, it's actually cheaper for them because his option year this year was for $42 million. So they actually saved money, saved like $7 million off that this year.
They figure they got a window here for a couple more years before they got to get rid of some of their older guys.
All right, I always struggle to say this guy's name, so I'm gonna screw it up. But I mentioned him last week. The Toronto Raptors re-signed center Jacob. Starts with a P. Polt, something. 4 years, $80 million. I was a little, I like him. He's a nice center. I don't know if I'd give him $20 million a year for 4 years, but he's a nice, solid center. Another really unexpected move that I'm not pissed off about, but I'm not hugely thrilled with was the Magic giving $22 million to Joe Ingles.
Oh,
I guess you got to pay a lot of money for a guy to come in and be a veteran presence in your locker room. I don't know.
I get. Sound like a lot for old Joe.
Yeah. The Brooklyn Nets re-signed Cam Johnson to 4 years, $108 million.
It seemed like I don't know. I feel like it's a good price, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like a lot. But I guess it was 4 years. That's not.
I bet he can put up similar numbers. He probably rebounds better than Jeremy Grant.
I bet he does. Yeah.
One of the this is a really good sign. I thought. Unfortunately, it had to be a team. I don't want to have good signings. The Lakers signed Gabe Vincent for 3 years, $33 million.
Yeah. So I liked it when they picked him up. That was
that was good for the Lakers.
yeah. I was happy with that.
Yes. The Pelicans re-signed Herb Jones to a 4-year, $54 million deal. One of the bigger signings of the offseason is the Houston Rockets signing Fred VanVleet to a 3-year, $130 million contract, the largest ever by an undrafted player.
I think the Rockets will be better. I mean, the young players with him coming in, and then they also signed Dylan Brooks.
Yes, we will get to that.
His agent needs a raise now.
I was gonna say Van Fleet. I like Brooks
For what? It was like 4 years,
That's a
80
lot of
million.
4 years,
for Dylan
$80 million.
Brooks.
Yeah, for Dylan Brooks.
I was like, how do we go from jokes about China to signing?
An $80 million
Yeah,
contract.
like-
Yeah.
I thought he would get signed. I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I had no doubts in my mind that he would play in the NBA this year. But I really thought he was going to play for like $5 or $6 million. I didn't think there was any way somebody was going to give him $80 million.
Yeah, he's gonna get $20 million a year. What?
But VanVleet And Brooks going to Houston, I think, does bring a veteran presence. It does bring some defense. They both are good defenders. And I do believe, like Drew said, they're better. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, though.
No, probably not. Not if the West teams play how they should.
The Lakers, again with another signing, signed Rui Hachimura to a 3-year, $51 million deal. He got a decent payday there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not. It wasn't. I don't think it was too much. I don't think it was too much over.
The Lakers lost guard Dennis Schroeder to the Toronto Raptors for a 2-year, $26 million deal.
Yeah, that was like they went from making like the league veteran minimum to $13 million a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, good for you, Dennis. I'll give the guy credit. He knows how to parlay. There's another agent that earned his money. Right
Yeah.
there.
And for the third time in his career, guard Seth Curry has signed up to play with Kyrie Irving, this time with Dallas.
Oh, Jesus.
And it's his second trip to Dallas. Seth Curry apparently really likes playing with Kyrie.
Or he figures Kyrie will lose his mind and he'll get minutes.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Maybe.
Yeah. He figures something's gonna happen with Kyrie. And he's like, I'll get some minutes.
The-
I'll have wide open shots when Luka throws me the ball.
The Memphis Grizzlies gave a 2-year deal to Derrick Rose to start for the first 25 games of the season.
Hey, gotta do what you gotta
Whatever
do.
at this point, if I could start 25, that'd be the veteran presence to maybe tame down these young guys.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
I don't know if it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, Derrick Rose has never been a leader. He's never been very vocal, and I don't know what now, especially now that Dylan Brooks is gone. I don't really know what there is to tame down, at least on the court. You just got to get your best player to stop posting videos of him with guns on social media,
Yeah.
After he said,
which should be really easy, but apparently it's not. I don't
after
know.
we said,
Well,
I won't do it again.
I seen his best
We
friend
did.
got arrested today or something.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? I didn't miss
Yeah,
that.
yeah, went after his. He was the guy that was with him when they confronted the high school kid in his backyard court and all that stuff.
Maybe it's a good thing this guy's getting arrested.
Yeah.
Jock can stay away.
Speaking of Memphis, they made a signing that I actually text our podcast group text about. They gave Desmond Bain 5 years, $207 million, and I about shit a brick.
I did. Yeah, are you kidding me?
Desmond Bain is a quality player. He's a starting level player in today's NBA. He is not a supermax guy. Like, what the hell?
No.
$207 million?
Yeah.
No, yes.
I mean, we're
People
talking
were
about
people were
$40
going
million a
off
year.
about it. Like, I don't think he's not worth that. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, nothing against him. He's a good player, but not that.
I think the Miami Heat heard our complaints on this podcast about how they needed a legit center to play behind Bam that could come in and match up with centers, and they went out and signed Thomas Bryant to a 2-year, $5 million deal, which is a lot less than I thought he would get. He's a quality
He's
player.
a quality.
I didn't think he would get $2 million a year. That seems kind of low. And Dennis Schroeder can get 13.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Another surprise contract for me was the Lakers giving D'Angelo Russell 2 years, $37 million.
Yeah,
yeah.
I wasn't happy about that.
I thought he was on his way out of town for sure,
I did too.
and they
Now, he
brought him
did-
back.
Did waive his no trade clause now, so the Lakers can move him freely at some point.
The Milwaukee Bucks brought back Brook Lopez on a 2-year, $48 million deal, which is a lot of money, maybe too much, but they had to overpay a little bit because the Houston Rockets were throwing a bunch of money at him.
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
Pat Beverly signed a 1-year, $3 million deal with the 76ers.
Yep, he might
Oh
hold
boy,
on
him
to
and
that.
Embiid.
Yeah, but there is going to be a lot of shit talking in Philadelphia. But maybe he can bring bring some toughness, bring some attitude, and maybe get some of those guys to show up in a big game. I don't know.
Or bring a box of tissues for Embiid. Whatever he's got to do.
Free agent center Jock Landale, who made a name for himself in the playoffs this year, signed a 4-year, $32 million deal with the Rockets. The Rockets spent a lot of money this
Well,
offseason.
they had a lot of money.
Then the next thing I had on here was Dylan Brooks, 4-year, $80 million. So we discussed that already. Here's another surprise, just because of the amount. But free agent guard Russell Westbrook signed a 2-year, $8 million deal with the Clippers. So, and be honest with you, I think that's wonderful for the Clippers.
That's a great.
If you get Russell Westbrook is a problem at times, and he's definitely a problem at 35, 40 million. But at 4 million,
I can handle it.
You can take that.
Yeah.
Guard Dante DiVincenzo signed a 4-year, $50 million deal with the New York Knicks. So now all three of those guys from that Villanova team play together in New York. Josh Hart,
Brunson,
and DiVincenzo.
Yeah.
And I think that's a nice pickup for New York. They needed some more wing depth.
Yeah, that'll be a good pickup for him.
Yeah. Alex Lynn returned to the Kings on a 1-year, $3 million deal. Another big extension. Domantas Sabonis got 5 years, $217 million. Again, a really nice player. He's an all-star, clearly. I don't think he's a Supermax guy.
No.
He's better than Desmond Bain.
No, yes, he's better than Bane.
But he's not a Supermax guy. So I'm a little weirded out by that. Lonnie Walker signed a 1-year deal with the Nets. Is what it is, I suppose. Here's an even bigger one for you guys. Minnesota Timberwolves signed Anthony Edwards to a 5-year, $260 million deal.
I guess they locked up their young superstar.
Yeah.
They did. So now they have 3 guys on max deals.
They got 3 big centers and Anthony Edwards. Let's see what.
Malik Beasley signed a 1-year deal with the Bucks. I think they do need some definite wing depth, so I think that'll help. And he signed for pretty much the minimum. So that'll be nice. By the way, was I the only one? Grant Williams is the next thing I had on here, even though we mentioned earlier. Was I the only one that was surprised that all they had to do was give up 2 second-rounders to get Grant Williams?
Yeah, I know. I was like,
This guy played major minutes for your team 2 years ago on a finals run, and then this year in an Eastern Conference Finals run, he was still one of your rotation players.
Yeah.
And only because he was benched, not because he sucked. He was benched because they had a coaching regime change. And the new coach doesn't like guys that play defense. I mean, you notice their 2 best defenders got shipped out this offseason.
yeah, we'll see how their defense.
Yes, definitely.
Celtics better be careful.
Okay, so let me ask you this, guys. We just talked about all these huge extensions. DeJounte Murray gets a 4-year, $120 million extension. DeJounte Murray is better than all of those guys. DeJounte Murray is better than Sabonis. He's better than Bane. He may not be better than Ant. He might be better than Ant, but it'll be close.
Yeah, that's close. Yeah,
but that's a huge money difference. Huge money difference.
Yeah, I feel like the Hawks got a steal.
Yes, I agree.
Signing
They should be working to trade Trae Young. Very diligent. Dario Saric agreed to a 1-year deal with Golden State. I think that's a solid veteran pickup for Golden State. He's one of those big men that I think will fit well in Golden State. He can shoot a little bit. He hustles and rebounds, but you can put him at the elbow and he will distribute. Those are the types of guys Golden State likes.
Yeah, I mean they need those guys with all their shooters running around.
Yep. In other NBA news, Greg Popovich signed a 5-year, $80 million deal to stay with the Spurs, which now makes him the highest coach in NBA history after Monte Williams was very shortly. So yeah, those are the free agency moves that I had down for us to go over.
Bruce Brown to the Pacers.
Oh yeah, I missed that one. My bad. Yeah, Bruce Brown signed with the Pacers.
Yeah, that's.
I think
Very good pickup.
I will say this. Unfortunately, I think 2 of the 4 teams in the league that had the best off seasons, 2 of them are your teams, the Lakers and the Pacers. I think they both had really nice off seasons.
Sometimes not going for the big splashy moves your team forward faster.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got,
You get more pieces.
you get those pieces around them. And, we'll see how it works out, but at least they feel like they made some smart moves.
Yeah. Yep. Reloaded the roster pretty much.
Kept the guys I thought they should kept, besides maybe one. Oh yeah, the Lakers kept Austin Reeves too.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And they got a deal. I think it was absolutely positively ridiculous that nobody in the league gave Reeves an offer sheet to jack the price up.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
was
I
shocked.
was afraid they were going to jack it way up.
Yeah, like there was, and the other, they were saying that because of the way the CBA is, that the Lakers can only offer Austin Reeves like $70 million. But other teams in the league could offer him 96.
Right.
But if the other teams offered him 96, the Lakers could match it.
Yeah.
If I am the Spurs, the Rockets, any of these teams with a bunch of cap space, I'd offer him 96 the first day of free agency.
Yeah. Just to make him do it.
Make the Lakers do it, and if they don't, then you get a quality player. It's not like he
Yeah.
sucks. It's not like you're jacking the price up
Yeah.
on a garbage player.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. It's an interesting thing. I didn't blame Bruce Brown for cashing in on the title.
A lot of players
going
do
out
that.
and getting some money. I do think it was a little bit of an overpay, but I think you got to overpay guys to come to a place like Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a shot at Indianapolis. You got to
No,
overpay
no.
to get guys to come to Orlando too. So,
I
it's,
heard it's pretty trashy there, so I'm not surprised.
but I am interested to see what Bruce Brown looks like without playing with Joker. He's never been that player before this playoff run. He wasn't a bad player, but he wasn't the player he was in the playoffs this year without playing off a Joker.
Right.
And there's nobody like that in Indianapolis, obviously. So we'll see. But I do think he's a quality pickup for you guys.
What are you
Greg.
talking about? We got Miles Turner. He's fucking Joker times 2.
Just ask him, right?
Yeah, just ask.
He averaged twice as many block shots. But
Old Turner.
Oh man.
But I do think Halliburton and Turner and Bruce Brown and Matherin and the guy we talked about last week, Walker.
Right. Walker.
You guys traded for Obi Toppin, which I think was a good pickup.
And we're still working too. We're still
Yeah,
trying
they're
to
talking
get
about
people.
what, Siakam?
Siakam would be
Yeah,
nice.
Siakam was a rumor today that I thought was interesting. I don't know what you guys would give up in that trade, but as long as it's not Halliburton, I think you can withstand it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
You guys gave Halliburton $200 million too, didn't
Yeah,
you?
he got like a mini max contract.
Yeah, so he got like $200 million for Halliburton. Again, I think it's an overpay, but again, it's one of those things of apparently it's what teams are doing right now.
Yeah, they're over. Everyone's getting these max deals.
So yeah, it'll be an interesting season coming up. I don't think there's a lot of moves left to be made in the free agency.
And there wasn't really big surprises like everyone was talking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there wasn't anything like crazy, I guess. Like,
No, and none of the big time contenders improved.
Yeah.
Like some of the playoff teams improved. We talked about the Lakers and potentially Dallas and the Pacers maybe being playoff teams and stuff like that. But none of the big like contenders. Milwaukee didn't do anything crazy. Philly didn't do anything crazy. Boston didn't do anything crazy. In the West, like Denver didn't do anything but lose Bruce Brown. So it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out. Wade and I were talking off air the other day. The West, I mean, Denver is obviously has the potential to be a powerhouse. But outside of now the Trailblazers, if they trade Dame, and the Spurs, nobody else is bad.
Right.
yeah, so no one else is.
Yeah,
It all depends on health.
right.
If someone goes crazy, like,
So there might be 13 teams in the West really battling out for those
Could be
8
pretty
playoff
exciting.
spots. Yeah.
It'll be fun.
And then in the East, which is a little bit more top heavy, you've got Milwaukee and Philly and Boston, more like powerhouses in the West. but there's also some more bad teams in the East. It'll be interesting. Be an interesting season, I believe. There's always some surprises out there. And like Drew said, there'll be some injuries.
Oh, yeah.
And those injuries might cause some trades because teams might be like, well, our best player is out for the season, so we can get rid of some of these contracts or whatever the case may be. Obviously, we're still waiting on Dame trade. We're also waiting on a James Harden trade because he's demanded a trade. But then everybody keeps saying there's no market.
Yeah, I don't see too many people getting, lining up to offer stuff for Harden.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with those two situations. Siakam has been in trade rumors for quite a while, so we'll see what that happens. Good luck to you, Ray, on that.
Thank you.
I think Siakam is a nice player. I don't think it's something that puts the Indiana over the top or anything like that, but he'd be a nice pickup. So, yeah. Anybody else have anything to add NBA-wise?
I seen that in-season tournament for this coming season.
Oh, yeah, the in-season tournament. Let's talk about that a minute. I don't think we've talked about that on air. What is everybody's thoughts on the in-season tournament?
I don't think it's going to solve one of the problems. I think people like taking the game serious or whatever. I mean, they'll take those serious, but as soon as we get to January, no, we're going to rest. We just got done playing this tournament.
But here's my thing. Are they even going to take them serious? Do they care? Because I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people were saying the other day on some talk shows, here in about 10 years, it's going to matter if you have 5 or 6 NBA cups. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, like why?
I don't think that's a Hall of Fame resume builder. I won 5 in-season tournaments.
Not only that, but I'm confused about some of it. Like, okay, so every Tuesday and Friday in November is going to be tournament games. It's just like they're regular season games, but they're also those count as tournament games.
Yeah. Yeah.
So but I can only for the first so many games I only play the teams in my like round robin section.
Yeah.
So like Orlando has Boston and Miami and Charlotte.
It's weird. I haven't been able to sort through it all yet.
Yeah,
How they get all the games.
The only one that doesn't count towards the regular season game is the championship.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't get how did that work. The teams that don't make the final 6. Wait, yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering how when you make, there's how many groups?
Or final 8. Final 8, I think. Because there's 3 groups on each side, and then the wild card the best.
Yeah, so then I guess those, how are you going to make those?
How are you going to make teams that don't make it to that final tournament the same amount of regular season games because you don't know who's going to make it?
Okay, so let me ask you.
True.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's more going into making the schedule than I think. But here's my thing. So if let's say Orlando and Boston are now in the same group. Obviously, they're a little bit different talent-wise. So let's say Boston is advancing through the tournament, but Orlando is not, and we match up on a Tuesday. They're in the tournament. We're out of the tournament. How does that work?
Right. Yeah, I'm not
Maybe-
sure how they're doing
Maybe
all
it's
this.
all like up in the air. Like the first round is like scheduled, but then you're just waiting to see if you're playing next Tuesday.
But how do you
maybe?
sell tickets?
Yeah.
I
I'm not
don't
sure.
know.
But I don't know how they make the schedule because they don't know who's going to play in it. Like, because they said they're all regular season games
I
besides.
think they said all 30 teams.
Yeah, all 30
Yeah.
teams.
Well, they make the round robin, but then after that, they take the winner of each pool,
Yes.
and then they take the next best team. So then it's just the final 8. But those next games, those 2 games, they're still regular season games, but those other teams
Right.
are out.
Yeah, because the only game that's not a regular season game is the championship.
So I don't know how those other teams that are out of the tournament by then, are they missing regular season games?
Or are they just playing each other in regular season games?
So are those dates just open until we know who makes it?
I don't know.
Maybe they got no, they wouldn't do a neutral site because that'd be
There's
stupid.
got to be some logistical stuff going on someplace.
I don't know. I'm glad I ain't running the NBA. That's rough.
Okay, so another news here, guys. The NBA approves some new rule changes.
Yep.
A referee can now call flopping on a player, and it is a technical.
Yep.
So the other team gets a free throw, and the ball, like a regular technical, but as a team technical, not a personal
Right,
technical.
yeah, it doesn't count against your personal fouls.
Yes. So, but yes, I like this. I would like to get
too.
rid of
I hate
Slow it
some
down.
flopping.
We can slow it down,
I would
hopefully.
have loved that about 2013 when the Pacers were playing fucking Miami. Thanks a lot, NBA. 20 years too late.
And now if your first challenge is successful, you can get a second challenge.
Oh, yeah.
That, which I'm fine with. I mean, the NFL does that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're right on it, why shouldn't you get another
if
one?
you're right. Why shouldn't you get it back?
Yeah, I don't see a problem with it. But the in-game tournament, I'm just like, like whatever.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm-
care. Like,
Yeah, I'll wait and make up my mind after I see it.
But here's my thing, though. $500,000 is not going to make most of these players incentivized to try.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, hey, I'm making, like, we just talked about, we got guys that are, like, third best players on their team getting $200 million contracts.
Right.
But you expect $500,000 to motivate them to play hard in a tournament that nobody cares about?
We'll see how. It better generate some buzz pretty quick or it'll die.
You know what would be awesome for this tournament?
Hmm.
Do away with the lottery and have them battle it out for a fucking once.
No, I've said that for a while.
Yeah.
It's not even necessarily that, but actually make it mean something. Like, hey, the winner of this tournament gets an extra pick someplace, or the winner of not a second rounder, but like in the middle of the first round, or whatever the case may be, or the winner of this tournament gets $10 million in extra cap space.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I'd
Make
love
it
that.
worthwhile. Then they'll care.
Yeah, like
Not
some
not some little bonus that no one cares about.
right.
That's
You
a
think
good idea.
LeBron's sitting there going, "Hey guys, we got to win tonight because I need $500,000." Come on now.
Oh my
The only
god.
players that are thinking that way are the guys that are signing the league minimum, sitting at the end of the bench.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Be a nice little Christmas bonus.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So yeah, that's about all I got for the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up our Thunder Supersonics episode. We appreciate you tuning in for that, and we would appreciate you tuning in next week for our Orlando Magic episode. Yes. I'm looking forward to that. And we would appreciate you sending in some emails to
Sports the NEMO Way at gmail.com.
all right, and we appreciate your comments, subscriptions, ratings, reviews, all that good stuff, guys. And thanks for tuning in to Sports the NEMO Way.